Sarah Snook's wild adventure. The Australian actress, best known for her work on Succession, brings all 26 characters in The Picture of Dorian Gray to Broadway. For almost 15 minutes, we sit looking at a vertical screen on a seemingly empty stage. In the projection, the Australian actress Sarah Snook, in tight close-up, speaks the rapid, bantering prose of Oscar Wilde's 1890 masterpiece, The Picture of Dorian Gray, adapted with pace and invention by the Australian director Kip Williams. Snook makes earnest eye contact with the camera as she tells the story of a Victorian portrait painter, Basil, who is, himself, telling his viperish friend Lord Henry about his latest subject, an exquisitely innocent young man named Dorian Gray. In the course of the play, Snook flies through a dizzying profusion of wig changes and increasingly slippery time jumps to become 26 characters from Wilde's proto-horror novel, in which a young man's portrait ages and shows the imprint of his sins, while his own lovely face stays youthful forever. How does art stamp a soul, and can a soul stamp itself on art? Perhaps 4 seasons of playing the morally deteriorating Shiv Roy on Succession have made questions like that feel particularly urgent to Snook. As she plays all the parts, Snook makes introductions within introductions, reflections within reflections, thus creating the Wildean sense of a densely layered millefeuille. Stage managers and camera folk hover around her. We see their black-clad forms moving in the margins. On screen, dressers are fitting Snook with a golden, candy floss wig and a billowy white shirt to play Dorian. After those first 15 minutes, when she comes around the edge of the screen and into full view of the audience, the actor's relative teeniness is a shock. The billboard-size image, vertical as a cell phone, has made her seem so huge and clear and close. Williams premiered this multimedia, Dorian Gray, in Australia, in 2020, with another actor, Erin Jean Norville, but when it went to London, Snook took over the role. Her performance at the West End's Haymarket Theatre was a splashy success, winning an Olivier Award, and she now brings Gray to Broadway. The show is an athletic feat. Snook executes an elaborate, exacting dance, timed to the second so she can interact with her pre-recorded selves, and she speaks for 2 hours, without a break. There are only 3 moments when she can sneak a sip of water. Throughout Dorian Gray, what we can perceive and what we know to be real are in constant tension. The stage seems thick with phantoms, and so, in a way, does Snook's career, which has taken her from drama school in Sydney to a film career. She appeared in both Steve Jobs and The Glass Castle. To the London stage, she played the temptress Hilda Wangel opposite Ralph Fiennes in Ibsen's Master Builder at the Old Vic, and then to her most famous part, her Emmy Award-winning run as Shiv in Succession. I met Snook at the Algonquin Hotel. We sat in an empty, slightly desolate event space called the Oak Room, the one-time site of the much-missed supper club where the singer Sylvia Sims collapsed and died right at Cy Coleman's feet. Snook spoke to me about her other stage work, and about the various forces that brought her to Wilde. This interview has been edited and condensed for clarity. When Kip and I first spoke on Zoom, he spoke of the Victorian era as being the first time that the word, individual, really gained prominence. Kip views this heightened narcissism, this heightened sense of the individual, the image-based dandies, all this stuff going on in the Victorian era as a bookend to what's happening now. Kip read an interview with Oscar, who mentioned that the 3 main characters of the book, Dorian, Basil, and Lord Henry, are all aspects of himself, that Lord Henry is who society believes he is, Dorian is who he wants to be, and Basil is who he probably really is. Now we do that naturally with ourselves. We have a version of ourselves on Instagram, a version of ourselves with our family, a version of ourselves with friends in public, a version of ourselves at work. It's easier to keep those versions separate now in a way that it hasn't been before.